Hello, I'm Weebow, and welcome to my first ever devlog. As you can see, playing in the background is a game I made for a game jam, mini jam, um, a few weeks ago, possibly in January, February time, can't quite remember. The theme was teamwork, and the limitation was the player cannot attack. So I thought, well, what if you have a team of four burglars and you needed to move them to get the crown? The crown was guarded by guards with guns, and those guards would just move their direction every second or so. And if they were in the direction of any one of your players, they'd move towards them. If they were in one tile of them, um, in a cardinal direction, they could shoot them and the player would die. There's nothing the player could do. But a few sacrifices would be a good thing, as you could use players to make one or two of the guards come in an opposite direction and then get another burglar in behind that said guard, for instance. Um, I don't think I explained that very well, but hopefully you'll get the idea. Indeed, I think I do it a couple of times here on the gameplay, so I'm not doing very well. This is I usually do really well on it. I usually get it first time, but as you can see, I failed quite substantially there. So there we go. So essentially, you as a player, you have four lives. Each one of your burglars is or robbers, or I don't know, crown thieves is your life essentially. And then I thought, well, let's try and add a bit more to it than this. I can't remember quite what I did with the arrows, the directions, the controls in a sense, for the player. Initially, I think I wanted to. I can't quite remember. I think I did it randomly. In fact, so at the bottom there, where you see the controls, I think I had them coming up randomly, almost like a card shuffle or a dice. But it just got so frustrating that because it really was such a big limitation on the player. There was no strategy involved. It was just a game of luck. It was just a game of can the right waiting for the right arrow to come in, and often clicking on an arrow and a player to make them not move, and just doing that repetitively until the arrow that you wanted to appeared. And I felt that was not very fun, not very good. So I changed it such that you can only use one arrow at a time, essentially, although that number does change for each player. So let's say you had four burglars, you needed to use each one of the four arrows once on any one of the burglars, and then all the arrows would become available again. But then, as you can see, with just two, or with just one player now on the screen, you need to use two different arrows, and then they all become available again. And that's obviously to stop just the one player going round in a circle, which is what would happen if you had to use all four before them becoming available again. A feedback from the game jam was that some players were cheating the system almost, and kind of waiting for. See, I failed again. Waiting for an arrow to become available again, just by, say, if you look at the green one on the bottom left there, if I press right, but let's say I press left for them, they wouldn't move, and that was a kind of cheat because you could almost waste arrows a little bit like I did there with the up on the red. You could kind of waste that arrow and just to kind of get a refresh on the directions. So that's something I want to change. Essentially, I want to make this a bigger game. As you can see, you've got the diamonds there, the gems that you can pick up, and that you can spend those on the special movements, which are on that bottom right tile. And currently there are three in the game. There's a smoke screen, which is what you can currently see. These do come up randomly. There's a smoke screen, and that for a set amount of time for 25 seconds, as you can see, means that none of the burglars can be detected by the guards, which is really good. You can sneak past them, try and do as much as you can, try and get to the crown, try and get more diamonds within that given time. Another one is what you can see there on the bottom right is a disguise one, so that you pick one of your burglars. Oh, I finally won. You pick one of your burglars to disguise themselves as a guard, and then that burglar can't be detected by a guard, but all the others can. And then there's another one which it's an alert one, which you can see on the bottom right now, and that if you click on any tile, that kind of alerts a guard to go in that direction. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I need to probably have another look at that. I think that's a bit buggy, that one. But 8 times out of 10 it works, and it just means that a guard can kind of move on to a different direction, and it means that you might get a bit more time for the burglar that the guard was near. For instance, you can see it happening here. So you see there, click that tile and that moved that guard over to that direction, and it means that there's a bit more of an opening now for the yellow to come down, for instance. Yeah, so essentially I want to make this a bigger game. I've got a bit more time. Obviously the jam's over. I did relatively well in it. I think top 11%, top 12%, kind of an average averages for what I've been doing in game jams, to be fair. But obviously you don't get, you know, the scope of the game is never very big if you've got a weekend to do it. And which I did. I think the game jam ran from Friday to Sunday. And it obviously means that the scope has to be small. So I'm wanting to do a few things, and this will be on the next devlog, but essentially I want more upgrades. I want more maps or levels, in a sense. I want it to be a level-based game, and I want the crown to be at the very end, and so the player has to kind of use burglars to get keys, to get switch off alarm systems, to get alarm codes, to get past burglars, and to essentially make it a bit more of a chunky game like that. So yeah, so more upgrades. I'm thinking something like a cheater mode, so that you pick one of your burglars to go really fast for a while. I'm thinking a diamond reveal, so it reveals all the diamonds on the board for you to collect, because currently, obviously, with the lighting system there, you don't know where the diamonds are unless you're close to them. There's a few other ones. I think an armor mode for a burglar, so they can survive one gunshot, for instance. I think that would be an interesting one for the give a bit more of a defense. And there's a few others maybe that you could come up with some that would be very handy for myself, and much appreciated. Obviously, go check out the game on webow.itch.io, and leave your feedback there for me as well. And having had a go at the game, hopefully you can give us some great feedback in terms of any bugs or how to improve it and how to expand upon it. I'm thinking a level system, like I say, with lasers, with codes, with the doors, with keys, with floor buttons, almost like platformy things for your burglars to stand on that open doors up. Obviously guards guarding those doors and such. And then on the last level, finally, then you get the crown. So that's my current thinking. I'll get a Trello board sorted. I'll get some new art done. I'll try and implement some of those things to show you on the next devlog. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe if you'd like to follow progress. I'm working on a few other projects at the moment as well, but I'm thinking step by step, devlog by devlog, we'll start on improving a game that I've already finished out by that, as a nice ease into it. So do check out the game on webow.itch.io, and leave your feedback on here or there, and I shall speak to you soon. See you later.